is required. But when we talk about these protests, Khalid, we are never far behind with the people who destroy property, and may not necessarily be the ones who protest, but maybe infiltrators.
Yes.
And the words that we are going to use is one of the words that's been in the public arena for the last few days, until some of them are even being invited to State House to have a conversation. Goons. They're agents of protests on one side. They are. And they are involved, and like you say, sometimes escorted by police. Somebody knows who they are. Currently, the CS for Internal Security is on a manhunt for some of them who we are told are outside the country. I could have words about that, but let's So how those who infiltrate protests or those who destroy property, are those who enter into a protest for, just pure evil means and not to protest against a certain thing. How does this deal with them? I mean, I know that the numbers that we are seeing, there's compensation of I think 100,000 shillings for the destruction of property, but that doesn't deal with the issue. It takes care of maybe there's a loss here and there, but like even with the supposed protests that we're going to see on Tuesday, a lot of businesses did not open because they were afraid that their property would be destroyed.
Yes.
Who plays here?
Maybe I begin with the first part of your statement that by June will be done and dusted. So what is very clear to us, and I believe also to KNCHR, is that this is not a one-off thing. KNCHR has a legal mandate to oversee reparations, for all ages. It's not a mandate that you do in a given period of time. We know that there's the presidential directive for 2017 to 2018, to 2025, sorry. But also that process, if you look at the 6 months given, it's not enough. And so what they've said is that they will prioritize death and serious injuries. But they've also said that people can still submit their compensation claims and all that beyond even June, the June deadline, because that is a mandate that they have. The question for reparations and victims of torture, we have laws that have been there even before this 2024-2025. I think the law that we have presently is of 2017 on compensation and all that. And the biggest challenge has been resources. There have never been resources to enable the commission to oversee the reparations and all that. So it should be an ongoing process. It's something that should have been there years ago. It should continue years from now, so that people at least understand what's happening. For us, we know that we've been working very closely with the Gen Z protest victims. So that is what we are pushing forward. We are urging the commission to begin with 2024-2025. At least, for 2017, people have sort of like moved on in a way. We can't say that people have completely moved on. Of course, we can't say that. But we're saying 24-25 is very recent. The torture, the psychological challenges are like happening now. So let's prioritize this as they also look at, how they will be able to manage. And it's not just 2017, it should go back to 2007. Elections should go back to even 80s and, Mwa Kenya and all those things. They should all be factored in. When it comes to the issue of goons and Murkomen, Sijua Metoroka, I mean, we don't buy that. As human rights defenders, it's the same game, political games that are being played. They don't want to arrest these people. They know that they have to protect them. So how do you do that before Parliament? How do you do that? You can't tell them, we know where they are, but we've just not arrested. So the simplest, the easiest way is Wametoroka. They're out of our jurisdiction, because then what do? You can't do anything. So we feel it's part of the political machinations to defend those that are the goons that are appearing to be siding with the state. You know, the Osotsi guys, unaambiwa sijui, is it 12 or something? I don't know, they've arrested 14 who have run away.
Yeah, 14 are outside the country.
Outside the country, you know, and we said, you know, this is unacceptable. If you know they're outside the country, that means you have the records.
You know where they are.
You know where they are. Yeah. And it's not even that difficult. They've gone to Tanzania. You demand that Tanzania brings them back. It's not something that you're supposed to just now sit back and say, oh, they left the country. It can't be that easy for people to just get away. So the government knows what they're doing. We believe Murkomen understands what is happening. And we as human rights defenders believe they're shielding these goons who are responsible for what we are seeing, the mayhem we're seeing in the country. And let's call a spade a spade. Government, it has every power to rein in on